I think this is a fabulous sort of project that can create a wonderful urban design amenity for this entire city. But I also believe it will provide an opportunity for us to do something else that is very important, and that is begin to think of this city as a sustainable place to live. And so we have also created a sustainability unit because we have to begin to review our projects and our plans in terms of how it is that we can sustain our environment so that we pass to our children an environment that is better than the one that we received now. So these are important things that we are doing right now that I hope will ultimately get us to a place where we have 35 community plans that are enthusiastically embraced by the people who live in those communities, because those plans reflect their vision and their dreams for their community. And it's my hope that we also will have a fabulous, credible planning department who will review projects consistent with the plan, so that all of us do not have to fight about every project that comes forward. One of the things that people said to me when I came here is that the city is filled with NIMBYs, they oppose every project. After looking carefully at the system that we have in place in this city, opposing every project is a logical response to the system that we have in place. If you have no idea where your community is going, I think it's logical to be worried about every project that comes forward, and good planning can take care of that. I have been in a city that plans well. I know what it looks like. We have a long distance to go. It is not going to happen in the first year or the second year. We're not year after next going to have great planning in this city, but we are going to be well on our way. And it is my hope that every year when you review what we have done and what you have helped us create, that you will agree that the planning today is better than the planning was a year ago or 6 months ago. And that's the pledge that I make to you. And I will, people seem anxious to ask questions. I was going to try to ramble on as long as possible because, again, you know, the committee report scared the heck out of me about the questions. So
let's wait till the questions.
Right. So I want to just, in advance of the questions, you know, give a caveat. I am not well versed in every project that occurs in your community. But I will try my best to answer your questions, and any that I cannot answer today, I have staff that may be able to help you one-on-one, but I will promise you that we will follow up and that we will try to answer every question that you pose. For me, coming to groups like this is a great learning experience for me. I do pay attention and I do listen. And I know that I will go home with a better understanding of Sherman Oaks than the understanding that I came with. But the thing that I know already is this is a very lucky community to have this many people express this kind of interest and care about the future of the community. So thank you very much.
And our procedure is we have written questions, and then after we what we're going to do is take some questions that we have, and then we're going to send you all the questions so you'll get a better understanding. And then after the meeting, people will come up here and try to keep you as long as you can stay.
You already fed me, so I'm okay.
Okay, Ellen?
Okay, first of all, I see some hands raised. I see some hands raised, and you can submit a question only on the Ask Your Question form that's on the table. Can you all hear me? Okay, fine. Okay. All right, first of all, as I indicated earlier, we have a Ventura Boulevard specific plan that regulates growth along the boulevard and many major streets, as well as all 17 miles and other adjacent streets along the boulevard from Studio City to Woodland Hills. So that's 17 miles plus. Okay, there are major concerns that this community in particular would like to hear from you, primarily because we were so instrumental in drafting the plan in the early 90s. We want to know, first of all, if the Ventura Boulevard specific plan will be protected against Senate Bill 1818, and this is a good opportunity to also explain Senate Bill 1818.
Senate Bill 1818 is a new state law that mandates that land use jurisdictions all over the city provide a density bonus or additional development rights in exchange for creating certain levels of affordability. And the amount of additional density that you get is related to the kind of affordability that you provide. But the reality is that the state law is extremely clear. It is meant intentionally to bust any local regulations, and it does. It simply does not permit a local jurisdiction to refuse to do it. However, I will say that every jurisdiction is charged with coming up with our own enabling ordinance. And there is some flexibility in the ordinance because the state law tells us that we have to provide certain incentives, and those are incentives that we can choose to take forward. We took forward an enabling ordinance to Plum a few months ago, and that was, the incentives were pumped up by Plum. This is an issue that I think that neighborhoods will be concerned about, and I think all of us should be concerned about. I think that the intention from the state was that too many communities were simply refusing to do affordable housing, and this was a way of mandating it. My own view on this is I believe we have to do an enabling ordinance. I don't believe we have any choice. I know of no city that hasn't done it, but I think that we should try to do it. We should meet the state criteria, but we should be careful not to provide a lot of incentives beyond what we absolutely have to. My own view is, you heard me talking about people need to be able to depend on their plans, and if you can't depend on, you know, your density or your height, my concern is that we will all plan accordingly, and we will want to go below what it is we want to account for.
So basically, so everybody understands here, and please correct me if I'm wrong, what you're saying is the state has taken it in their hands to override all of the protections that have been established.
Everyone, so every zone, everything.
So
yes.
When can we expect things to really dramatically change? Meaning, when do we start to see towering skyscrapers going up?
Well, no, I don't think you will see towering skyscrapers as a result of this ordinance, but what you will see is you will see density that might be as much as 20% more, and I think that we are going to try carefully to craft the ordinance so that we can be more protective if any of these developments are next to single-family neighborhoods. So we do have some ability to put some flexibility into it, but and I will share with you that I do not expect, by the way, to see a lot of people using these density